Hello everyone, this is Duan, and this week we're going to look at the HTML meta tags, and we're going to talk about what are the basics for HTML meta tags, where they're used, and why they're important for SEO purposes. Let's get started. What exactly are HTML meta tags? HTML meta tags are pieces of information that describe what the content of your website is about. So for example, if you have a blog website, the meta tag information might describe who this blog is for and what this blog is about. So you might be wondering who exactly read those information. Those information are commonly used by search engine crawlers to index your content, and it's very important in search engine optimization. And they're also used by some of the social media websites, so things like Twitter and Facebook. We're going to talk about them in just a bit. Now let's look at a basic example. So here I have a index.html. As you can see, this is a content manager page, and there are three meta tags here. The most common meta tags you'll be seeing is this one, the meta tag that specify the character encoding of your HTML5 document. So commonly is UTF-8 for your character encoding. And also you'll be seeing this a lot. The viewport that has a content of width equals to device width and initial scale equal to 1. So what this basically means that if your website is meant to display on different devices, then it will use the device width for that device instead of the default desktop width. This is very important because without this meta tag, your content on different devices will always be showing as desktop width. It will be zoomed out all the time and it doesn't look good. So make sure you include at least this meta tag and also this one. And you might be curious why we have a meta tag for robots and with a content of none. I built this website with Gatsby because this is a content manager web page, so it doesn't include any content, which is why I have a robots meta tag to tell the search engine crawlers you don't need to index this page. You don't need to rank it because there's no content here. Okay, so let's look at some of the websites and what their meta tags are like. Okay, so let's go to the npmjs.com. So if you're a developer, this website is probably very familiar to you. And let's look at what they have for HTML meta tags on their page. So let's open up the development console. Let's open up the head. As you can see, they do have a lot of meta tags here. And the most common one I've talked about, viewport meta tags, and you can also see the character encoding meta tags that are commonly used. And also there are some other meta tags such as property OG image, and this is used for Facebook. And you also have MS application tile color and MS application tile image. Those are used in Windows system. If you're creating a tile using this link, and those information will be used to create that tile for a Windows system. Okay, so basically there are meta tags that has information for different things like systems or social media content website. And you might not know all of them, but that's okay. But if you're implementing your website that, for example, shares on social media website or some other systems, then you might need to add extra meta tags. The other thing I want you to look at is that most of all of them have the property data React Helmet equals to true. And this is because they're using a library called React Helmet to implement their meta tags and some of the other things, the meta tags and the links in their head. So let's look at what this React Helmet is about. So if you're using React to create your web page, then you probably have used React Helmet before because it's basically a React component that manages things like meta tags and links in your head of your HTML. Let's see an example of that. When I was using Gatsby to build this particular website, it does have React Helmet. So as you can see, we have React Helmet as a library and we're importing a Helmet component. And down below, we can insert all sort of information. For example, description for the website, the title for the website, and there are also OG for open graphic, semicolon title, description, and those are used for Facebook. And down below, those are used by Twitter. With the React Helmet, you have a different page, you can inject a different description for it and to make it relevant to what the content is about. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is how important meta tag is for SEO purposes. So imagine in a scenario where a stranger sends you a link. The link has nothing but a plain URL and has no other information about it. Then you probably won't click on it because you don't know where this URL will lead to. And what if the link also contains information such as title and description that describes what this link is about? Then if you're interested in that content, then you might click on that link. So social media such as Facebook and Twitter, we nowadays often use to share our links. I also have this function we just talked about. It's basically using some information to describe the link that you send. And where they extract those information is actually from the meta tags. So you see how meta tags can play a important role in increasing the traffic of your website. So if you have appropriate meta tag for the content that you have for that link, then you might potentially increase the traffic for that website. I've mentioned about the Twitter card meta tag, Twitter title meta tag, and there are a lot of other things you can do as well. So let's take a look at the Twitter documentation to see what other things we can do using the meta tag. Okay, so if you go to the developer platform for the Twitter, you can see a page called cards. And in the overview, you can see an example. So whenever you attach a link, you have down below a card that kind of describe the title of the link, the address of the link, the description for the link. You also have the video if you like to. So there are a lot of properties, meta tags, information that can be used to create a Twitter card. So the things I've just mentioned, things like the description, the title, you can also attach the image for your cards. And in the example before, it also has a Twitter player to attach a video for that specific link. So there are a bunch of meta tag information you can include to make your link more informative to the users, therefore enhance the SEO performance of your website. So next time you develop a web page, make sure to have appropriate meta tags for your content so that the user have an easier time to find your information. Okay, so that will be everything for HTML meta tags. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video and would like to see more related content, make sure to like and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.